My name is Kelly and I work for the Essex Wildlife Trust. So I am lucky enough to live within walking distance of the Fingringhoe Wick Nature Reserve. So Fingringhoe Wick is one of the best places in the UK to see nightingales, and we normally run nightingale guided walks at this time of year from around mid-April to mid-May. Unfortunately, with the lockdown this year, we've been unable to run them, so I'm going to take you for a little bit of a virtual walk round. We're going to see if we can hear any nightingales. I say hear because nightingales are quite skulking and it's unusual to see one. So we'll probably be hearing their song if we can hear anything at all. It's a little bit windy this evening, which means it might be a little bit more difficult to hear them singing, but we will see what we can find. So the name nightingale refers to when the birds sing. So night obviously means that they sing in the night time, and gale is derived from the Old English gallon, which means song. Jay flying over there. So the nightingales sing mostly at night. They sing during the day too, but at night time their song is really easy to distinguish because they're one of the only birds that tend to sing throughout the evening. So here on the reserve, we normally have between 30 and 40 breeding pairs of nightingales. And we monitor that by going around and listening to when we can hear the birds singing. Each of the birds that sing are normally males. So historically, people used to think it was the females that sung, and that's because their song is so beautiful they thought it must be feminine. But it's actually the males who sing, and they do that to try and defend their territory and to attract a mate. So when they're singing, they're telling other males to back off, that this is their habitat and that they don't want other males around. So what kind of habitat do nightingales like? Well, here at the nature reserve, we manage the reserve to try and optimise it for breeding nightingales. So we have a coppice regime in place, and as we walk further down here I'll be able to show you what that looks like. That means that we systematically cut down certain areas of brash and trees, and we do that in order to stimulate new growth of brambles like these. So nightingales are quite fussy about when they'll breed and where they'll breed, so they need to have very dense scrub like this, and they prefer it to be just above ground level to about 10 metres high. So when we cut things down on the reserve, it's so that we can maintain that habitat for the nightingale. So I said earlier that we're probably not going to see a nightingale, but some of you might be wondering what they look like, just in case. So nightingales are quite plain looking birds for how beautiful their song is. They're brown, they are a light brown, they're slightly larger than a robin, although they're actually part of the thrush family. Though that has been slightly contentious and there's been some discussion of them being reclassified in recent times, but they are part of the thrush family. They've got a pale belly, but yeah, they're light brown on the back, and the males and females look the same, so you can't distinguish on that basis. I can hear some bird song. Oh, that might be. Don't know how well that'll get picked up on camera, but I think I could hear a nightingale just in the background there. We'll walk down there in a moment and see if we can hear it a bit better. So this is one of the areas that we have coppiced on the reserve. Now it can look like it's a little bit destructive, but actually this will stimulate lots of growth of scrub, which will be absolutely ideal for nightingales to breed in further down the line. So nightingales can actually sing at up to almost 100 decibels. That is incredibly loud. So just for comparison, if you are working in an environment that's over 87 decibels, you need to wear protective headwear, earwear under European law. So the nightingales are actually breaking that, and they're singing even louder than that. And that means that their song can carry, and that the females will be able to find out where the males are, and the rival males will be able to know where the territories of their rival males are. So nightingales tend to arrive in the UK at the start to mid-April. Their song increases as you go into April and May, and that's why we run the nightingale walks then. So from mid-April, the males that arrive will start singing, and that's to declare their territories and also to attract a female. And that will gradually start to reduce as it goes beyond May and the nightingales are paired up. Now I can hear some song now, so I'm going to try and be quiet. Hopefully you'll be able to pick it up. Let's go a bit closer. Now I can actually see a bird in that bush, but I'm not sure from here whether it is a nightingale. I can hear one singing. Oh, it's moved now, but it can be incredibly difficult to pinpoint where the song is coming from. And the nightingale actually has over 1,000 different phrases it can use in its song. So they're really, really varied, the songs that they do sing, and they're very beautiful. So the reserve is closed at the moment, but if you are interested in hearing a nightingale or possibly even seeing one, then you should definitely book onto our nightingale walks next year. They, as I said, run from mid-April. They're absolutely fantastic, and the amount of song that you'll hear will be absolutely great. They run from just before dusk to just after, and the amount of song that you normally hear is fantastic. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below and we'll try and get back to you as soon as we can. Thanks for listening. So it's getting a little bit darker now, and I have heard in this clearing quite a few nightingales singing, but there are lots of other birds singing as well. So we'll listen out, see what we can hear. Thanks very much for listening, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, let us know in the comments below and we can do more virtual guided walks. And if you have any questions, let us know in the comments below as well. Thanks. Bye.